Cedar Point, if you can tell by that. That's Millennium Force. I came up here with my brother for the day. It's still pretty early. It's like 10:30. He's only ridden one ride, which is Millennium Force, which is what we're seeing right here, and then we'll check on in throughout the day. We just learned that they have a staggered opening here. Like some of the rides don't open up until 11, and it's like 10:58, and one of the rides is Rotoroo, which I've never been on. In its current form, it used to be a stand, BM and stand up, and they converted to a Florist a couple years ago, and just waiting for the next minute or two for it to be 11, and then we'll hop on it real quick so I can see how it feels floorlessly as opposed to stand up. And when it was a stand up, I wasn't a fan, because BM and stand ups always hurt my legs. Just the way you would stand on it, and some of the pressure would always feel like just a lot of pressure on my knees, which I never liked. So we'll see how it is at Florist.
That's good.
We just rode it. It's an alright ride. I mean, not the best thing ever, of course. Not the best thing at this park by far. But I'm glad I rode it. Still on lines, fell off stuff.
Iron Dragon is 30 minutes.
That ain't worth a 30-minute wait.
Corkscrew's 5.
That's 5. Corkscrew.
News takes 5 minutes. Dana's 5. Cedar Creek Wine Ride's 5. Raptors 40. Big Eagles 20. Albert at 90. Steel Banks is 105.
Steel Banks came down by 5 minutes. Alert, because it's a short ride today. We're going to a short line, not our short ride. Well, it is a short ride too, but we're going to ride in Udi, but I guess a decent goodie. Corkscrew here, because it's more or less a walk on. That's pretty rare here today right now. I know why they say that sign, but that's, to me, it does sign you. Of course, you want to know where a roller coaster's at, because that's bad news. Not that I'd be wanting to ride any. Well, I guess Power Tower might actually be open because I see people in there, but I wouldn't want to ride it anyways.
You don't want to ride Power Tower?
Probably. I mean, if you want to, I guess we could, but I don't usually ride Drop Zone at Kings Island or Drop Tower. Because Drop Zone's no longer called Drop Zone. The only drop rides I like are Tower Terror and Guardians of the Galaxy, which is basically Tower Terror under new theme. Just got off Corkscrew, and it's been like 10 plus years since I rode it. I didn't ride the last one, was up here a couple years ago, and I have no interest in getting back on it. I think it might be the roughest steel coaster I've ever been on. I don't know if it's age or if it's always been rough. I mean, it might have been the roughest roller coaster I've ever been on. I'm someone who's on Son of Beast. So if that tells you anything, that tells you how rough I thought it was. We're not going to ride it again today. One thing we will not be riding today is Top Throw Dragster, which when it opened, it was the tallest roller coaster in the world. It's over 100 feet tall, but it is currently standing but not operating. I don't know if it'll ever operate again, since it's been a maintenance nightmare, but it's been closed all year and won't open up this year, and maybe not at all. Now we're going to go on Maiden and XL, which is the first ever hyper coaster, 200-foot tall coaster for you non-coaster movers. After walking on Maiden, then we're going to head off to Gemini, which is right. I haven't been on a long time because I didn't ride this a couple years ago. Maiden was good as always, and Gemini's a neat little racing coaster, which I'll enjoy, I'm sure. It's been a long time since I rode it, though, so I'm looking forward to it. I think this is a theme for a day. When we were driving here, we got stopped by a train, and now we're headed towards Steel Vengeance, which is a roller coaster up here, and we are stopped by a train again. We're headed to Nuts' this right here, which for my money is probably the best roller coaster I've been on. There goes, as my 5-year-old nephew would say, a poo-poo train. that ride is still utterly insane, like completely crazy. That part I think of the coaster I've been on still, and it's probably still my favorite coaster. Now we are in line for ride called Maverick, and it's 1:40, right? And I think the line said an hour and 15 minutes. I guess I mean if that's accurate, it'll be began on right before 3 o'clock. The Maverick was good. I mean, it was a little bit shorter than the Lions. It was still about an hour long. But it's got humid out today, and I don't know what it is. We are now in line for a ride called, what's it called? Snake Cavern Expedition. And I have no idea what to expect. I was told it's a boat ride, that's all I know. So I don't know if it's a log flume or something that I have no idea. But for a Cedar Fair ride, it's got decent theming in line, I think. Not quite on par with a Disney theme, but for Cedar Fair, pretty good. And Taylor here, now that's fake. She'd be freaking out right now because that's definitely a fake snake. Off that Snake River ride, and it reminded me in a lot of ways of the Jungle Cruise. A lot of really bad dad jokes, which is what Jungle Cruise is. And I think if you have a little kid, listen, if I come up here in like 5 years with my daughter, assuming that ride's still open, I bet she'd like it. Now after riding at Snake River Falls, we're about to well, not Cedar Falls, but after Snake River, we were about to go on this ride, which is another ride my wife from Edinburgh. Val Raven, which is a B&M dive coaster. We went on Val Raven after waiting in line for what seemed like 3 hours, and I think it's only a little over an hour, and I think we're heading on Blue. Best we're at is we're heading to Blue Street right now, which is their old John Allen dog race designed by the guy who built the race, but it's an old wooden coaster with a very short line. It'll be good after the lines, the last couple of lines we've had. We were on several long lines today. This ride is by, I'm pretty sure, a pretty wide margin, by at least 10 years, the oldest roller coaster that's still operating here. So I think this opened up in the early 60s. This opened up in the early 60s, right, Robbie? This opened up in the 60s, right? That is by far the oldest one they have here. And the next ride we'll be going on is Gatekeeper, which is a B&M coaster. There's a lot of stuff here right on the shore of Lake Erie. And right after I stopped recording, before they had an announcement saying that they had a brief delay to clean up after the rider became ill. In other words, somebody lost their dinner. But you know, Robbie, that might be why we saw that little first aid cart coming up also. Cedar Point is a rarity among modern amusement parks, and they actually still have a Skyliner. Most places that have them took them out, like Kings Island took it out. Disneyland used to have one back in the day that went to the Matterhorn. Magic used to have one. We did Ride Gatekeeper, now we're going to the only remaining roller coaster we haven't done today, which is the Raptor, which is the museum at Edinburgh. Which would be a one and done for me, because I can't do these more than once. We've ridden all the major roller coasters at least once. We didn't ride a couple of the smaller ones. We didn't ride their Cedar Creek Mine Ride or Iron Drake, which is a suspended one. Got off the Raptor, which is Edinburgh, and like I said, if I wanted to, I'd tell you that again, because I can't do those rides more than once in a day. We are going to go ride on the Millennium Force again. I hope you enjoy the video of the day up at Cedar Point. I know I enjoyed the day there, even though it was a long day, because it was a 4-hour drive up there in the morning and a 4-hour drive back home. But as always, if you like our videos, give us a big like on YouTube, because that helps us out more than you know. And as always, don't forget to subscribe.